this bike does have an issue with the brakes.
Oh.
Okay. So remember you had asked me saying the last time long travel suspension, grabby feeling, it was weird. Now, so the X, one of the things where they've saved a little bit of cost is what Bajaj calls the high mu organic brake pads. This is organic brake pads, and they just do not have the progression and feel of the sintered pad. So to me, the weakest link in this bike entirely when I rode it was I couldn't fully trust the brakes. Right, so I went from 2 fingers on the brakes to 3 fingers on the brakes, and towards the end of this cycle, I was just braking earlier than I normally would because I was like, I'm just not sure how much braking I'm going to get. Not that I was scared that I wouldn't stop, but would I brake at the level I want or a little bit lower than that or higher than that became a little bit unpredictable. Aggressive riding, not normal riding, but this is a very easy fix because it's the same unit, right? To me, I would write it in as an expense that must be done almost at first service. Where you finish the first service on your X and you tell the guy, please take these brake pads out. I will use this as my backup set when I go touring. And please install a set of the sintered pads from the S sort. Because the basic brake setup is not changed. There is no excessive dive or any of these things. On the brakes, this high mu sintered thing, we've seen this happen to the Scrambler 400X also, which also had these organic pads. And now I'm seeing it again on the X. Honestly, once you experience the progression and control and connection of the sintered pad on an equal product, as it were, it doesn't make sense to me. So to me, KTM will not do this because globally, I think these organic pads are going everywhere and they're welcome to do it. In India, we know that KTM brake pads don't cost a lot of money, just change them. And that will be that.
The interesting thing that I'd like to connect and highlight that, when Shumi said that they've changed the tune of the suspension for this bike to compensate for the wheels and everything. And in that, he described what the characteristics that they worked on is that initial firmness and then plushness. And you can hear him say it when he's describing the braking also, that when you first brake, that it still stays clean, it's not diving. And which, if it were too soft, that would give that exaggerated sense of dive, and therefore the lack of control would be highlighted in that.
Correct.
And the grabbiness would feel even worse in that. What he said is that the suspension is working fine, it's just coming down to the brakes, not really clicking in terms of the feel.
Yeah, so the rest of the chassis is very direct and connected and progressive and predictable and all of that. The brakes are I'm going to say 2 steps behind that. There's no crisis, it's not catastrophic. I'm just saying if I were riding this bike regularly as I would not be willing to run these brake pads for very long.
I mean, the beauty of them is that these are Bajaj prices, these parts, so you can just get them dirt cheap.
And I wouldn't even bother to finish the first brake pad set. Go into first service, change the sintered pads, you'll have more than half the life of the organic pad left. Take it, pack it in a plastic bag and put it in your tank bag or whatever, saying whenever I go touring, these are my backup set. In case something happens, I have a set of brake pads, I am sorted. It's money well spent.
Listen, this has been fun, and I think we should take this to the next level. I think our relationship's ready for it. And if you're ready, head to the MotorInc channel, where this 3-minute video ends up expanding into a hour-long video, which would be a great way for us to spend time when you're taking a jog, in a flight, commuting to work, or back. We'd love to hang out more.